Nothing. Corey, I can't hear you, brother. If you are.
You can't hear me?
I got it now. Yep, we're
Okay,
good to
good.
go now. Sorry, guys, we have been having some technical difficulties, and we're trying to get it, so hopefully we are live and you guys can hear us.
We're live. We're on
All right,
YouTube.
good deal.
Great. Oh,
Good
good morning,
deal.
everybody. Thank you for joining us. It is September 15th, Friday morning, and I'm here with my good friend, Brandon Gilbert.
Good to be here. Hope you all had a wonderful week. Thank God it is Friday, Had a very
Absolutely.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful trading week. Little bit of stress on my end, everybody knows I've been trying to find a house and being dragged all over the place. Crunch time, but yeah, market has been absolutely gorgeous.
Brandon, tell me a little bit about, for those who don't know you, I know you've been on a lot of live streams with us, but for those who don't know you, give me a little basis of your trading style for people who are just tuning in.
Absolutely. So I am a 100% swing trader. I love to trade zone to zones. It cuts down the anxiety. It cuts down the stress. Obviously, in my plan, I have my risk management, so that kind of factors in for the removing the stress. But it's so much easier when you can wait on your zone, whether if you're trying to go. I don't like counter trend trading. So if I'm going with the trend, I'm waiting for my zone to hit for I can go into a buy, or if I'm going on a sell, wait for that sell, and then I just hold my trade. I don't focus on pulling my phone out or checking my trades. I got my stop set, my targets, I'm done. That's it.
How important would you say that is compared to somebody who's constantly looking at the phone, constantly readjusting their stops?
100%. So anyone and everyone who's watching or listening, if you are a trader, you already know that you've experienced or you're going to experience every single emotion possible. You're going to have the stress, the anxiety, you're going to get sick, you're going to worry whether or not, you're going to be on your knees praying for God to change the market towards your direction. For me, as a swing trader, again, and this does come with time, you're not going to have this all collected overnight, but when you have your trading plan, you have your risk management set, and then for me as a swing trader, I automatically know where I'm looking for from zone to zone. So it just removes that stress. It's beautiful. It's what's worked for me. It's what has helped me, especially because I've been through that. I've been trading for over 7 years now. So the amount of stress that you get from checking your trades every 5 minutes, there's nothing comparable. It's detrimental to your trading. So yeah, definitely.
So would you say you focus more on the process than the outcome?
Absolutely. Because if you sit there and you focus only on the outcome, you're gonna try to dissect your trading too much, and you overcomplicate everything. If anyone's been seeing my streams already, you know that I like things neat, clutter-free, simple. That's just the best way for trading. So for me, the outcome, I'm thinking, okay, oh my God, I've over leveraged. What am I going to do with this trade? I'm checking my phone. Too much. It's too much stress. Don't focus on the outcome. Focus on your plan, your strategy. Set your targets, and you're done. Let it ride.
Awesome. One of the things I really love about your strategy is its simplicity. You don't use a lot of indicators or any indicators. There's just some lines on the chart, and then you read the price action. Would you pull up some charts and take us through it again? I know it's one of those things. We always ask you to do it, but repetition is really where the learning happens. We really got to drill down on that, how to do it. So if you take us through step by step and pull up a screen share here for me.
Yeah, we're going to jump right in. Now, this is UJ, Corey, so we called this, or not called, I went over this trade from A to Z. Literally, this was a 5-minute window of, I showed you guys exactly how I scale it down all the way from the daily. Remember, we put the lines. Let me drop this down a little bit. We did all this, I believe it was Tuesday. Went over this trade, why I was getting in it, what I was looking for. Now I'm going to go back down to the smaller time frame. And as you can see, give me a minute, let me just adjust the charts. Get a little clear window. Now, our entry was absolutely, I said I was looking for the pullback to come back. We are on a massive bullish momentum with UJ. So I was looking just for any clear indication of respecting in this area. Called this entry on the live at 1.
Let's dig a little deeper into why you called that entry. We want to know what was behind that call.
So for me, like you said, repetition. You start recognizing patterns. You start recognizing how the market reacts to certain levels. And so for me, I seen price broke through this area, come back, broke through again, and then you see all this indecision of wicks and bodies, wicks and bodies. I always wait for whether buy or sell, up or down. I wait for that clear candle that tells me price has broke and retested and the foundation is solid, and then we're going to take the ride. So for me, that candle would be right here. We have this bearish candle, comes down, pushes all the way down and closes above, and then we have our bullish takeoff. Boom. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of times where you'll see traders say, oh, I took this candle here and da-da-da-da-da. We did that on live. I seen that this bullish candle showed where this level had broke through. It had gave me indication of this was a solid foundation for this bullish momentum, and then price come right back around, tested, and then boom, it just took off. Now, we're on the 1 hour. We can go to a smaller time frame and then get a much better story. I hope I'm not moving.
Yeah, please.
That. Yep. Give me a second.
And what are we going down to?
We are on the 5-minute time frame. So the 5-minute time frame definitely, it paints it. You have more candles, you have a little bit more clutter. I don't personally like to go into the smaller time frame, but it will show you a very clear picture. For me, I'm not the greatest trader to live, but when you have 7 years experience, you start recognizing things, and to where I don't have to go down to the smaller time frame. I set my targets. I already know how the market's going to play out from those candlesticks on the higher time frame, and then just the smaller, like 5 to 15 minute, just tells the story for me. So this would be on the 1 hour, the 4 hour candle, that nice bullish run, and then price come back through, and you see where price is playing around here, testing the strength of that level, and then you see this huge just bullish wick, and the bull's momentum just comes in. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, well, it done this run right here, but it comes right back. Nobody that has ever lived can tell you exactly how the price is going to react. It's going to go up and down in a bullish run, or up, down, left, right on a bearish run. So,
right.
When you're setting a trade, I don't look for all this noise. This is where your patience plays out, to where I've got my target set. I'm not pulling around. If I'm up, let's say that was around 20 pips profit, and then price comes back down and you panic, you closed, and then boom, the final move, it plays out.
Now, would you say this is part of the confidence building? You had to learn
100%.
that, right?
Absolutely.
I'm sure there was a time when you would have got out of that trade
100%
as it returned back to your entry.
Absolutely. So yeah, that goes into, it's just getting the skin in the game. You've got to gain experience. A lot of traders, they're going to think, or they're coming into Forex and they're like, oh, I hear him say it, but I've got to check my trades because you've over leveraged, all that stuff. So definitely, you're not looking. This trade right here is not for somebody. They've been trading for 2 months. They're not going to be able, guaranteed, 9 times out of 10, 90% of traders would have panic closed right there, even if they've been 2 or 3 years, because they still don't have that confidence. They say they have a trading plan, but they always go against it, because the way trading works for most is in a winning trade they over leverage, and on a losing trade they go completely against their plan. Always, it's the ones who are in it for the long run. That is, for me, my game plan is I don't trade just for 1 or 2 years or 2 months or 2 days. I'm in this for a lifetime. As long as we're allowed to trade Forex, I'm in it for a lifetime.
Walk me through let's say it did go down into your red zone, into your drawdown. Walk me through what your mental state would have been. I know you're not checking your phone all the time, so you might not have even noticed it, but give me an idea of how you would have handled that as it goes into drawdown.
So let's do this. Yeah, a nice scenario where, let's say price comes up and then it goes into the drawdown. This is again where your trading plan comes in. I have my 40 pip stop. That was there before I even thought about taking a buy anywhere, whether we took a buy here, anywhere. My 40 pip stop is to protect my mental state, my account. It is there to protect. That's what a stop is designed for. It's to protect your capital and to keep the anxiety, the stress, and everything out of it. You already know before you're going into a trade what you're going to risk, the possibility of what you will lose to what you will gain. Now, as a new trader, absolutely. Like it's like anything. You've got to gain the experience. You're going to see what it feels like to have that panic, that sick feeling in your stomach, like, oh my God, Lord, please let this turn around. You're going to go through, I'll say this, like blowing the accounts, having the losses. Everyone, I have losses all the time. You just gotta have experience with it, and it just, the repetition it builds your confidence. I don't care anymore if this was a loss. I understand, hey, the market went against me. It's nothing I did wrong. Just because you have a loss doesn't mean, time to get back on YouTube or buy another course. No, the market flows exactly how it wants to. You just got to learn how to remove the reaction to it. If, Corey, your initial question was, let's walk through this and how would I react to it? There's no reaction. It's either a win or a loss, and then we go to the next trade.
Right. That comes with confidence in your trading plan and your setup.
Bingo, 100%. So, and obviously,
let's go to the other side now. Let's, the downside feeling is terrible. That sickness in your stomach.
100%.
Sometimes the upside feeling can be misleading as well. When you get that euphoric feeling, oh my God, this is the best trade ever, and it makes you do crazy things also. So let's say a new trader took this trade, he held it through the drawdown, he's back into profit, and we're moving up. What's the thought here? Same thing. We're just taking emotion out of it.
Well, as a new trader, 100%, this is what would happen. This is just based off my personal experience and previous, I hate the word students, but my community, my trading community. So price comes down, back up, euphoric, everything's amazing. Lambos are coming, they always have the mentality of, oh man, I'm going to hold this for forever, da-da-da-da. So what they do every time, Corey, I'm telling you, this is every time. They're up 40, 50 pips. Now let's say they're at a 0.1 lot, which is just $1 per pip. They're in great profit right here. I don't know what happens, but their trading plan and risk management goes out the window, and they immediately throw like a 5 lot here because they have the confidence that this is going to be a winning trade. They're in profit already. They're like, bump it. Risk is out the window. I'm buying a Lambo tomorrow. And so again, 9 times out of 10, most novice traders, that's what happens. Like they over leverage on a winning trade, and normally what happens is you'll have this pullback because again, price pulls back even on every flow. Right here, they would go into drawdown off that 5 lot, panic, close this, and then close that. So not only did they just lose their profit, then they created a loss on a winning trade. That's something that, it hurts the heart. Like when you lose on a winning trade, that's something, again, always.
So many traders turn winning trades into losing trades. God. That's very common.
And I'm speaking about this because inside my group, there was somebody that literally, this just happened to because they over leveraged, then they for whatever reason thought twice about it, closed that in negative because right where their second entry was, price went into drawdown, and then they closed their original entry, so they wiped the profits, created a loss, and then we ended up doing like an 800 pip gain. This was this week. So so definitely I'm speaking from personal experience based off my community, not me, but I witness this all the time. People, this
good
is
insights.
How it works.
That's good insight. So what should their mindset be? Hey, listen, I'm in this trade for a 0.01. Let it ride. Don't worry about it.
Let it ride. What's the problem with setting? So here's the question I ask people viewing. Why do you even set a take profit if you don't let it reach it? You let your trade go all the way to stop loss, but you'll cut your profits short and you don't let it go to your take profit. That makes absolutely no sense. Write that down and look at it. You'll hold your trade to a stop loss, 40 pips, 50 pips, 80 pips, whatever it is, but then you'll cut your profit as soon as you see blue. You cannot do that. If you want to realistically be a successful and sustainable trader, you've got to learn to remove the emotion to where 40 pip stop, it's done. I've got a 300 pip win. Set your target to wherever you want. Just make sure your ratio is at least 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and let it ride. Let it ride.
Brandon, talk to me a little bit about your profit target. How did you come up with that target?
So I go for, on the higher time frame, I go to zone. Let's see. And this right here, I've got it at 159. Now, you're talking, Corey, this could be weeks, months. I don't hold all my trades this long, but what I look for is on the higher time frames, I look for the previous high. So let's just do a line, or I'm going to do this. Remember the heart line of our levels.
Yep.
All right. Going over here, let's go to the weekly. I'm trying to, there's a story of why we put this line here. It might be on the monthly. Okay, there it is. Now, for a lot of people that do the pattern trades right off the rip, I see inverted head and shoulders. You got the head here, left shoulder, right shoulder, always on a structure like this. You can measure based off the inside of the shoulder to the bottom of the head, and I know this sounds crazy, but take that exact measurement and move to the bottom of the right shoulder, and that's where you're going to get the I don't know what you would call that, the amount of pips where it will move. But anyways, where this line is Corey, you see way back when, and only at current price action. I've said this before, like I don't care about price over here that back in 1981 and stuff like that. Something monumental for UJ to go up all the way to there. But for this story on this profit target, you see where price broke through this area, come back, blew through, and then for whatever reason back in the 1990 retested, and then price continued doing what it was doing, and now current price action excuse me, is coming right back to that area. So for me, I just put a long-term target for there, but you can see you have this beautiful bullish run, a nice retracement, and then you see the bulls coming right back. So 9 times out of 10, what you're going to see is this right here is going to be a massive bullish candle. It's going to wipe out all this bearish momentum, and we'll come back. We'll come back in 4 months or 3 months. We'll come back and look at this UJ trade. But
so, Brandon, are you planning on holding this that long?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But for me, it's just a build of confidence. Like if I love looking back on trades. I don't now used to. I was like, oh man, if I would have held that trade, I could have made da.
Sure.
I hold my trades long enough, but it's just a build of confidence. If you can start building or creating trades off the higher time frame, like the daily, nobody trades off the monthly. I don't trade off the monthly. That's unrealistic. But for the weekly and daily and 4 hour, you can still see. Like even the weekly, that's still a beautiful swing trade, and that is realistic. So
let me ask you this. Let's say we're watching this. To get back to those levels, like you said, it could be months. How do we assess when we want to close this trade out? Because there's opportunity costs, there's other trades we could be taking. Give me your thought process of when you take this out, because hitting that profit target is going to be a long time.
Well, Corey, I can show you, and this is for the traders. So I've been holding a GJ trade for over a month now, and this might be blurry. I don't know if it is. I'll just do that. You can see the profits, and then I'm going to show 186,770, and we'll go over this real quick, but I have been holding this for almost a month now. Yes, you got swap fees, you got all that, you got all this. That's fine. When you're holding a trade, all right, for me, it goes towards what's your goal. That can depend on, like if somebody's struggling financially and they're making $150 for a day, and their goal is just to, get some double time off their trade. So if they're making 150 and they make 150 on their trade for the day, that can be their plan. For me, it's no longer like a financial goal It's no longer like I'm trying to buy a house or this, that, and other. My goal is just to completely master the skill set on trading. I'm a swing trader, obviously, so this is kind of tying both these questions in, Corey, but just building my confidence, because the market changes every day. I still learn. Again, I have losses, all that stuff, but for me, it's just sharpening my skills, gaining the confidence to where realistically now, in 5 minutes, I can call a trade or take a trade. I have everything set. I hold it, and whether it plays out, whether it doesn't, I'm fine with it. And I just another trade. I kind of went all over the place with that, but
yeah, no, I understand. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So let's jump down to a smaller time frame. Let's see. Yep. For a lot of new traders, holding that long isn't realistic. They want more action. So that's going to probably be more of a mastery skill set on the super long term. Let's say this trade you're in now. Is there anything that's going to happen outside of it hitting your stop loss that would take you out?
Let's do this. I'm going to use GJ as an example of your question.
Certainly.
I think it's on Orlando. Okay. So now I know for new traders, when you're intraday or scalping, yes, news, anything and everything could wipe you out in a stop. But I'm just, from my personal experience, when you're in a trade and you're holding, like again, 186.720, current price is at 183, almost 400 pips away from your entry. It starts helping you remove, like, whether fundamentals come out or what, it doesn't matter. It's got to be something monumental. Now, we could do this, build just a little bearish channel right here and say, okay, some news could come out and, drive price up here and then knock me out. For me, if I see a trade and I'm losing 60 to 80 pips of profit, I'll close it. Regardless of how long my personal preference of target, of profit targets. I've got this set at 186 to 168. Now, no, I would never hold. I wish I could. I would never hold that. But it's still, my levels play out. It gives you, even if you're a scalper, intraday trader, swing trader, these are still, you're talking over 40,000 possibilities of trading right here. So, Corey, your question was, for a new trader going in, what if price was, how to react to that, right?
Correct.
So, smaller time frame, let's say you're intraday trading and you sold from this level, from 185,500 and prices at 183. That's still a huge swing, so this is kind of hard to do off GJ, but it's just going towards your trading plan. Like if you're an intraday trader, you've already got your mindset on, you're only looking for, let's say, 80 to 100 pips, and you're done for the day. And that might be too much. Realistically, for an intraday trader, they're only looking for 30 or 40 pips for the day, right, and they're done. Me, I'm so used to swing trading that's all I focus on is like 100 to 500 pips. So it's almost hard for me to go back down to these time frames and focus on like just a quick scalp or a quick trade. Oh, I just moved that, but.
Now I know you do scalp as well. What is, give us a quick rundown of the scalping mentality. So I know, you're going to have to break a lot of your personal trading rules there.
Absolutely.
Different attitude.
So for scalping, and I think we went over this before, but I'm gonna go. Scalping, you've got to kind of add a little bit more of your levels. Like I like to do monthly, weekly, daily, and then 4 hour and stop. For scalping, you've got to go off a, smaller time frame, 5 to 15 minute time frame. 1 minute scalping is almost dangerous. Like I'm not even going to click on the 1 minute because it's just chaos and craziness. But
sure,
if you're wanting to be a scalper, if you're just wanting to play around, what I'd recommend is just go into the lines, click the line real quick. Now I'm on the 5 minute time frame, And again, look for peaks and valleys. Like I've got this here that I've seen this where price touched here and there. Let me make sure this is locked. Okay. And then only on current price action too, especially, excuse me, on scalping or intraday. Don't focus on anything way away from price. And I know, Corey, we're about to be running out of time, so I'm going to try to keep this nice and sweet. Real quick, just look for multiple areas of touch, retest, where prices may be respected, blast through, but you could see real quick like prices touched and played around these areas pretty well. I'm going to put one more here. Now we have a nice little window to scalp off of, because you're only talking 5 to 15 minutes. Get in, get out, get your profit, or take a loss, whatever it's going to be. All right, so we've got our lines. Let's go back to our candles. For me on scalping, there's no more going with the trend. You're just going off of how price reacts to the levels that you just put on there. So right now price is kind of going sideways. So this is UJ's, and again, this is Friday, so probably not the best day to show this type of strategy.
Sure.
But let's go over here. Again, you're looking for a bounce off the areas that you just marked up, or if price goes through a drive away from that. So let's use this perfect example. See where price broke through this level and then price drives away from it. This right here is 35 to 49. So that's a good 10, 15 pips of profit. That's what a scalp is. You're not looking for 40, 30, even 20 is a lot for a scalp. But you're just looking for price either respecting that zone or driving through that zone. Respecting would look exactly like this, where you have it wicks off, and then you could buy right here, boom, get out. Or let's look for an area of sell where price broke through. This is still, you could play off that, but that didn't really give you much indication.
And what kind of risk to reward are we looking for?
So realistically on scalping, you can't really put a risk to reward because price is moving so quickly that for me, what I would do, I didn't have a target. I didn't have a real factored in stop. I just said, if price goes, if I'm looking for a 10 to 15 pip gain, then surely I don't want to go 20 to 30 pip stop.
Right.
If you want to close the trade immediately, I would say within 2 to 3 minutes if price is going against you, because you don't want a lot of drawdown if you're trying to scalp. You're looking for your small time frame, so you can almost determine how the candles are going to play out. So perfect example of a scalp off of a level where price respected. You can see the candles here. I'd love to go to the 1 minute time frame just to have a clearer indication on this, but it's going to throw price everywhere. But this is all you're looking for. You're looking for just a quick little window. Boom, get out. Wait for price to, remember, when price is going through the zone, it breaks, and then you ride the momentum through it. So price broke, you get in the buy even right here, and then boom, get out. 10 pips, 8 pips, that's a scalp. There's not really,
so
you're gonna do
your 10 to 8 pips, take your profit, or if it's going against you, go the other way. And now are you gonna wait for your next level, or you're gonna wait for it to retest the previous level? Where's my next entry? Because a lot of times people fall in love with a setup and they don't have the confidence in taking the next trade because they're not sure if the setup's there.
Absolutely. So I mean, that's just something they've got to gain with experience, because you're going to experience the wins and the losses. So especially on scalping, like if you're wanting to play around and gamble and scalp, you better be extremely prepared for a lot of losses and a lot of wins until you understand how price is moving on the smaller time frames. Because on the smaller time frames, it is pure chaos. You're going to go through some serious anxiety. Especially you put a buy in right here because you had this nice bullish, and then look what price does. And a lot of people, they're scalping it and they hold it. What they do is they'll add entries right here on a losing trade, and then they'll close it all out, and then they just took a massive loss. So then, like you said, they're going to be scared to death to even get in any more trades. Going back to, you're going to have losses.
Right.
You are going to have losses. You got to just go ahead and write it down 1,000,000 times. I will experience losses. I must remove emotion from those losses. And that's it.
Awesome. Well, Brennan, thanks so much for joining me today. It's been great. I know you had some real nice winners this week. Look forward to
Absolutely.
hearing from you next week. I hope you have a great weekend. And
Same here.